Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am reviewing Justice by Justin Bieber. This is his most recent release and his sixth studio album released on March 19th, 2021. This is the first newer album I'll be reviewing on the channel, and keep in mind I listen to each album 2 or 3 times, especially newer albums, or if it's an album I haven't listened to before. First time is for initial thoughts. Second and third time are to build on those thoughts and what I thought about the instrumentals and lyrics and that sort of thing. So, I finally picked up a physical copy since I was complaining about that last week when I went out and couldn't find a physical copy of the album. But here we are with a physical copy, and overall I thought it was a great album. I'd say it's up there with Purpose, his 2015 release, and I like to say now that I didn't care for Chances, which came out in February 2020. So let's get into the review and see what I have to say about this album. Alright, so for the background, this is his sixth studio album, and according to some online sources, production for this album began in 2019, but he did release an album last year, 2020. So he probably was working on both of them at the same time, since that's kind of how it goes sometimes. Then, the day after he released Changes, he was interviewed and said that he was, interested in making music about commitments and building trust, which this album is basically that. But, watching a couple of videos online, it said it's supposed to be about injustice and that sort of thing, even though really none of the tracks tie into that, but it does include a couple samples from Martin Luther King Jr. Now for production, overall, I thought it was produced pretty well. I did enjoy majority of the instrumentals, vocals, and guest features on this album, and there's a decent amount of guest features on here, and some of them include Chance the Rapper, Burna Boy, Khalid, and Benny Blanco. Then there's also a bunch of credits for production as well, and to me, some of the most notable producers on here include Skrillex, Phineas, and Benny Blanco. Alright, so starting off the positives and negatives, we have vocals. So I did enjoy the vocals on this album. For example, I enjoyed his sound on Anyone. I feel like he showed some emotion about singing about someone who, he says he would like to be there for. There's honestly, like, not much I would change about this vocals, or really any of the guest features, since I enjoy the majority of the guest features as well. now for track lengths, they're a little bit on the shorter side, being between 2.5 and 3 minutes in length. In total, this album has a runtime of approximately 44.5 minutes, which I would say is pretty average. And right here, as you see, I have the Target exclusive, which includes a bonus track, which I haven't listened to yet. And this exclusive album has a runtime of approximately 50 minutes. Alright, so now I enjoyed or disliked about the tracks. For those who have already listened to this album, you probably saw this coming, though. I'm going to be picking on the track Peachz real quick. So I did enjoy the instrumental, so I'll give them credit for that. This track features Daniel Caesar and Giveon, whom I don't really know much about, but did a little bit of research while creating my notes for this video, and just kind of checked out. So in my opinion, I think it has to do a little bit more of the lyrics for the chorus, which is sung by Justin Bieber. But other than that, I think it was a pretty decent track, had some decent features on it. But again, I think it was just lyrics with the chorus. Now, the only feature that I didn't really care for was the Kid Laroi. I've listened to a couple of his tracks, but I'm not really into him, don't really care for him. Then, let's go over to Chance the Rapper real quick. I feel like his verse could have been a little bit better on Holy, but overall, I thought it was a decent track, though I wouldn't say it really isn't the best guest feature verse on the album. Now, why I enjoy overall, as a whole, I felt like the album was good. I enjoyed the majority of the tracks on here. Then, more specifically, I enjoyed the track Deserve You. It has to be one of my favorites off the album. To me, it feels like he's asking whoever he's talking about if he deserves some or if he's good enough in the first place. I kind of feel like I can relate to this because I never really had anyone, and it's been common for me in the past year with this whole pandemic and that I felt like I'm not the best and no one deserves me for who I am. Now for why dislikes overall. Again, I didn't really care for some of the lyrics, specifically in the chorus of Peachz, but that is a decent track, as I'm going to say again. And on the chorus for As I Am, featuring Kelly, I feel like the chorus on that is, something similar to something I've heard before. I kind of drew a blank while I wrote the scripts and still trying to figure it out, but I feel like that melody has come from, a nursery rhyme or something that, I'm familiar with, but I did enjoy that track, but I feel like the chorus just the rhythm, the style, how that goes. I feel like it's something I've heard before, you know? Now for the flow of the tracks, I thought they were pretty well, but the only things are, the Martin Luther King Jr. interlude and the samples, since I feel like they don't really fit the album, even though this album is supposed to be about injustice and that sort of thing. But, I feel like the tracks don't relate to that in any way. Right. Is there anything memorable on this album? Overall, I did enjoy the album. I feel like the memorable tracks, which I've listened to these few a bunch, are Anyone, Holy featuring Chance the Rapper, and Deserve You. Again, I feel like I can relate to Deserve You, so that's why I chose this track. And lastly, the rating. Now, some of you probably have been waiting for this whole video, and I did enjoy this album overall, and I thought it was a whole lot better than Changes. I didn't really care for the album, so today I will be giving this album a 4 out of 5. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed this review. Again, this is Justin Bieber's latest release, and it just came out last week, which will be March 19th, 2021. If any of you are watching this in the future, whether it be a week, 2 weeks, a year from now, and if I decide to redo this again, since, I'm just starting off on album reviews and trying to find out what's the best way to do this. So, make sure you tune in for next week, as I'm continuing to review every single album I own on CD first. Next week, I will be reviewing Hollywood Spleen by Post Malone, which was released in 2019. I gave you guys a choice between Hollywood Spleen by Post Malone and The Heist by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis this week. And at the time of this recording, the winner is Hollywood Spleen by Post Malone, and it has a total of 71% of the vote. So I will be reviewing Hollywood Spleen next week. So I'll also be doing this so I can have a variety of genres up. So far, while I have pop, alternative, and gonna be the first rap album I review here on the channel, then make sure you vote on the poll that I'll be posting up shortly. I'm deciding on which 5 albums I want to do, but I'll have that up, and it'll probably be up by the time this video is out, since, it's going to be a scheduled video. Again, I hope you guys see this. I hope you all enjoyed this. I know you're gonna see this, but again, I'll see you all next time here on my channel, whether it be a gaming video or an album review.